Welcome to Linux Saloon, a place to discuss tech, open source, and where Linux is always on tap or on something. Each show we have a talk about a Linux project, such as a Linux distribution, desktop environment, or an application. We also chat about the news or any variety of topics from the community. Tonight's an open mic night, so anything that is Linux tech and open source related is on the table for discussion. I'm Nate, a Linux fitness and vintage tech enthusiast with an almost unhealthy obsession with the OpenSUSE project, or the SUSE Corporation, which sponsors the OpenSUSE project, which is always fun. And with me today, I got a fantastic panel of people. I've got White Chocolate, got Colin, Seeker, GNU to Linux, Jinda, Adam, Mike Chilson, and Dale of Low Tech Linux fame. How is everybody?
Excellent. Good.
Excellent.
Fantastic. So if you would be so kind, for the sake of me and because things have changed, with the whole YouTube's stuff, if you could hit that like button if you like it. Actually, you can hit the dislike button too if you really want. It all means that it was some sort of a visceral reaction. Then if you'd like to subscribe, that'd be cool too. But even better, if you'd like to join the Zoom chat and be another face on here, another voice, because sometimes I lose my voice a little bit. That'd be great. Also, be sure to do that straw poll if you haven't done so already. Do knock out that straw poll, because tonight, with the open mic night, we're also going to do a straw poll. There'll be a little housekeeping in there. Last call, but first, we do Linux and tech. I wanted to share some a fun little thing that happened today. I went to the Vintage Computer Fest Midwest, which is the exact place I met Adam Grubbs for the first time last year in person. So he is actually a real guy. He's not a bot.
No way.
He's actually as smart as a bot, or smarter than a bot. He's a clever bot. Anyway, so I got to see some of the same people I've seen before, like LGR, Lazy Game Review used to be called that, 8-Bit Guy. Adrian's Digital Basement, who, by the way, he's just a super nice guy. If you ever meet Adrian Black, he's like the nicest guy. I don't know, real sweet man. Anyway, Sean from Action Retro, he had Mrs. Action Retro there too, and some neat exhibits there. Numerous others, like Mike's Tech. I met that guy. He didn't have a booth there, but he was there. And one of the funniest guys, or Mac 86, it was 84, Mac 84. Anyway. Dave from Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, he was there too. He's sometimes in the chat. He's joined this chat too before. But anyway, all that said, Ron from Ron's Computer Videos, he gave me a very funny sticker that I want to share with everybody. And I don't know if you can see this. It says, "Do not connect PC to Microsoft account, no matter how many times you are asked." It's a danger sticker. So I'm gonna take this to work and put it on the back of my monitor when people come to my office, so they can see that. Because I think that'll be fun. Anyway, so it was a good time. The vintage computer folk is like Linux folk. They're all kind of a little eccentric. And so I brought my son with me, my oldest, and his idea of vintage is slightly different than my own. So he was picking up some vintage PlayStation things, because that's what he wanted, and I was more interested in the 8-bit stuff. But anyway, it's good times. Have any of you been to any sort of vintage computer festival or even a Linux gathering?
Flea market.
No.
Yeah, we have one in Atlanta in June, and I went over there to that one. Picked up a Commodore disk drive.
Ooh.
Wow.
1541. So yeah,
That's a good one right there.
yeah.
I got one. I guess they're very unreliable, but I have one that's from my childhood. Outside of cleaning the heads with like the disc, I've never actually done anything to it. So who knows? All right. Well, neat. I guess that was a very good conversation. Went over like a lead balloon.
I feel like I lived through vintage computer times the first time.
Yeah. Do you ever miss anything about the old days?
The keyboard, the way it sounds.
Oh, you can buy better keyboards
soft
today.
Yeah.
You probably miss
Yeah.
the M series, the buckle spring keyboard from
Yeah.
IBM.
The ones that clack. Is that what you call it? Clacking keyboards?
Clacking, clack, 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 clack. Yeah, when you type. It's humorous, but I miss those days because it actually let you know you really are typing.
It's true.
Hopefully I can join in on the bash scripting, even though I'm not bash scripting, I'm Python scripting. So
I would say the one thing I kind of miss and also don't miss at the same time is the sound of old MFM hard drives. Does anybody remember those?
MFM hard drives.
Like
MFM, what is an MFM hard drive?
Yeah.
So it's like from the PCXT days, like the very first hard drives. You know, it sounded like they're pretty darn thick. And when those things would spin up, it was like a real gradual.
Oh yeah.
And then you hear the stepper motor moving around in there, and you could also. I mean, it was a physical, visceral experience of using your computer and booting it up. You know, if you had like an old IBM XT, you had the big red chonky switch on the back, ka-chunk, and then everything kind of boots up. You know, the lights dim a little bit. No, I don't do that. But it's only a 65-watt power supply in that, so it's hardly anything. Anyway, sometimes I just kind of miss some of the physical aspects of tech. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I have to actually deal with it, it goes away real quick. So it's all rose-colored tinted glasses because most of it's not real. I mean, it wasn't good or reliable, but it was an experience.
Yeah, my nightmare about the vintage stuff is having to cram a network driver, a TSR, terminate state resident program, and third-party video driver up into EMM with something like QEMM. So you have enough room to run your program in lower memory. So.
Well, it looks like Justin D. Morgan, he has joined us. He's one of I'll call him one of my Apple friends, vintage Apple friends. What's it called that? But he says now he wants to pull over an MFM drive to spin it up. Pull over? I don't know if that means maybe pull out. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, it was oh, and also, let's see, War Thunder says, one of these mic nights, I'll consider joining. Too tired tonight, but I'll watch and listen. I would love it if you joined. It'd be great. The more the merrier. Anybody who wants to join is absolutely welcome.
Do you remember loading programs into your computer via a cassette tape?
Yes. In fact, I have several Commodore 64 cassette drives like in storage over there.
I remember the 5 1/4. Is it 5 1/4? Yeah, not 3 1/2, right?
Well, it was 3 1/2, 5 1/4, and 8, right?
No, I had the 5 1/4 and I used to cut the other side just to get some extra space. But no, I was loading it on the Commodores without the drive. But I was using the 5 1/4s.
Yep. You could notch the other side out and then get more
Right, and you could flip
That's
the
an
drive.
old
On
one.
some of them you had a flip, and some of them you didn't.
Yeah.
What's that? 5 1/4, that one? Nate, is it?
Yeah,
5 1/4, that one?
Yeah, it's a brown one too. These are I don't think
I never used those ones. Only the 3.5 inch I've used.
You had the 8-inch ones. They were horrible because you could bend them too easy.
Yeah, there were some 8-inch floppies over there at this Computer Fest, as well as like the card readers and the tape readers and all that fun stuff there for you to check out. And they were running, and some of those actually shake the floor when they're doing their thing. They're pretty they're quite the mechanical contraption. So
how about using one with a paper ribbon?
Yes, they had some of those there too.
Yeah,
they also
used to punch the little dots in them.
Yep. They had there was from the Forgotten Machines exhibit that was there. They had 2-inch magnetic tape drive, like reel to reel. I've never seen 2-inch magnetic tape before. I didn't even know it existed.
Wow.
Until today. Never looked into it, but that was pretty.
One of my first jobs. I was hired as a junior programmer for Gulfstream, and it was actually a night operator job, and I had to change backup tapes out, reel-to-reel backup tapes.
Yeah.
1 inch and 2 inch. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty wild. And then I didn't see. I've seen just like video of it. I'd actually seen up close, but how quickly they can actually get through those reels and find the data that they're looking for. That's pretty impressive right there too. But anyway, I don't want to live in necessarily with computers being that way again necessarily, but I really appreciate the experience. So, all right. Well, if you haven't done the straw poll, you can do so now. Go ahead and look at the final results here. I did get a comment from somebody about doing Nix again. I think I have to check my Mastodon. I don't have Mastodon in this thing. I have to check the other computer. But if you haven't done so, go ahead and knock out that straw poll. But which distribution should we do next?
I'm selfish. I'll vote for my old one.
Your old one?
Yeah, my Storm OS, the one I fixed.
Oh.
No, but we're not going to do that.
No. All right. Now, I haven't voted yet either.
Oh, yeah.
So, just did. All right. Well, I will go ahead and look at the... I have to verify I'm human now. Success! I'm human! I'm excited. All right. So... votes are still coming in, so I guess maybe let me stammer a little bit. Not stammer, but what is it when you have to like
Vamp.
talk? What?
Vamp
a bit to kind of like let it go to whatever, do its thing a little bit more. Now, is there anything on that list that maybe any of you are particularly interested in? There's Garuda, Void, Vanilla OS, Pardus, and Blend OS. Any of those things that like particularly step off? Anything that sticks out to you?
Maybe Garuda.
Garuda, okay.
I mean, the guy put a lot of time and effort into a lot of the tools. So
yeah. Last time we did it, and that's been a few years. I think it's been, and most are still coming in. The last vote early, vote often, right? Is that what they do in Chicago? Where's Steve when you need him? Steve's very own. Anyway, there's a I lost my train of thought. Doesn't matter. Oh, last time I did Garuda Linux, I had issues after a while, like some of their packages interfered with some of the Arch packages, and then I broke it, and then I nuked it. So I wonder if that's a little better now. But that was me, though. Arch doesn't usually get along with me very well unless it's SteamOS. But anyway. Ooh, Zoe Ronan says Garuda is the best.
Oh, wow.
So I guess he voted for Garuda. Whiskey Linux says Garuda is okay. Garuda update was slow the last time I tried it. And then War Thunder says, I'm not really sure how this fits in. My brother had a 16 megabyte Kangaroo branded thumb drive. I don't know. Kangaroo was Kangaroo brand? Is that like from down under? Is that an Australia thing? Colin?
Not sure.
Okay.
Don't. Kangaroo branded.
Oh, and War Thunder says also came around in the 3.5-inch days. Talking back to the disk drives, says though I have some 5.25 these days. Star Trek Anniversary, for example. Oh, the like the old Star Trek 25th Anniversary game for PC. Is that what he's talking about? Could be. I think I played that long while ago.
See.
All right.
Branded thumb drive.
We'll go ahead and I don't know. I mean, it sounds fun. All right. So the which distro should be the next distro exploration in first place with 37.8% of the vote is Garuda Linux. And then in a not too distant second place is Vanilla OS at 27%, Void Linux at 21.6%, Pardus at 8%, and Blend OS at 5%. So there we are. So I guess Garuda Linux it is for the next week. All right.
Isn't that the one that Matt uses? Matt uses Garuda, doesn't he?
I don't talk to Matt. I'm just kidding. Yes. That's what he has used. I don't know if he's using it currently.
Right.
No. All right.
You don't talk to Matt.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, y'all.
Hello, Benjamin.
G'day, Ben.
Hey, everybody.
All right. So I thought to kick this off with Colin. You said you were doing some more bashing around.
Bashing around with some bash scripts, making my own over the internet install of Arch Linux. So I've been using the Easy Archer installer, which has got Calamares on it, but I have been sort of teaching myself how to use the command line with the standard Arch ISO, and you just install that, and once that's installed, you log in just on a command line, TTY, whatever it is, and then I just download my scripts from GitHub, which is a lot of fun. So I've made all these scripts. I've got one where you can choose all the different desktop environments and so forth. What inspired me to do this was not being able to get the Calamares installer to work with the Cosmic desktop. So I thought I'll just go around that one and do it the manual way and make my own scripts to install with the standard Arch ISO. And when I was last here, I don't know when I was here last, it was probably 4 or 5 weeks ago, maybe more. I was talking about this, and I was having trouble pushing all these files to GitHub, right, within the terminal. But I did learn how to do it. So and it's really convenient because you can make any small changes to a file and then just push it to GitHub, and it makes the change. And I was like a little kid just had the GitHub open and then push it and then refresh the page and look, it's changed. So it's it is a lot of fun, and I've made it. I think I've made about 5 or 6 or 7 different desktops with you have your own. Some desktop environments have their own applications that go with that particular desktop. So I've tried to sort of make sure that that's some of the things are included with that, and then just my own stuff as well. And the other day I realized I didn't have a calculator installed, so I thought, I'll add a calculator to it. Because I'm running this one here, but this was the Eric Dubois one, the LC one, Arch Linux Calamares installer. I'm still running that with the Cinnamon desktop, but this one here is running. I've installed a few times with the Cosmic desktop, and that's running Cosmic, and I'm excited for that to come through as a beta, hopefully at the end of this month. And if it does, I might install it on my main system and use Cosmic for a while, because I really like the stacking process they have with Windows in the Cosmic. But this bash scripting is a lot of fun. So I made it so it installs all the basic stuff. I took all things from Eric Dubois files and some from Easy Archer files and put them all together in the bash script and install all the basic stuff that Arch installs. Not the basic stuff that comes with Arch. After that, it's all the other basic stuff and your codecs and all that stuff as well. So it's a lot of fun. And
so you said it's an over-the-network install of Arch, so it's just a script that pulls everything down that you want, pieces all together for you. Now, is there a...
Yeah.
You talk about the Calamares installer, so are you actually configuring that as well?
No.
No, so you bypass that entirely?
I bypass that entirely because it's just a pain to get going, because I think the Cosmic desktop doesn't pick up all the desktop files for booting up, and it's a policy issue as well. I think the poll kit and all that, it doesn't work in the Cosmic desktop environment, so you just can't get Calamares to boot in it. No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't do it. So I was inspired to do the bash scripting to get the Cosmic installed. Then I just went crazy and done a whole heap of desktops just because I could. So I just thought, if I'm going to do it the manual way, I might as well just have a whole heap of desktops there. If I will probably go back to Easy Archer as well, because anything that the Esnix actually supports uses the Calamares installer, so that's not a problem. Anything outside of what he does, you've got to try and get it going on your own. So I just thought I'd do it the manual way, and I don't like using. My brain works in a way where I like to see a graphical thing when I'm installing, because I've in the past deleted all my family photos and videos and had to get them all back. So that's why I like to. I can see things a lot more clearer when I'm doing things in a graphical environment. But I am teaching myself how to learn how to just use the Arch ISO itself. So as long as you've got the all the partitions set up, it's a matter of just selecting it and selecting what the path is and all that, and that's quite easy. Just a slash boot and just a slash. That's easy enough. And then once the basic Arch is installed, then you can use your scripts to finish the rest off. So it was just a fun little thing that I thought I'd get involved in and install Arch the Arch way. It's quite interesting. I enjoyed it anyway. So it's just piecing it all together. That's what am I missing, and how should I install it this way, and applications for myself, and then applications that should be with the desktop, and trying to figure all that out. And I've got applications in the wrong place, and just little. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, isn't it? Just trying to piece it all together.
Right. I got you.
And it's interesting, and it gets your mind working, So, and it works really well. I've tried all the desktop, works well.
If you don't use it, you lose it, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: do you see yourself creating like a Colin distribution, or is this more like a Colin needs a thing, he wants to try this, so he's just got a script for that?
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Well, I created my own repo as well, right? So I've got, and with all the troubles that they've been having in the AUR lately, I've actually created my own repo as well. Mm-hmm. So I've got a personalized repo that I attach that repo during the Arch install. It gives you the option to add a repo, right? So which is really handy. So then, when I'm installing AUR packages, which are already in the repo, you don't have to use a AUR installer because it's already been added within the repo. So you just add the name of the package in the package list, and that just downloads it from your personal repo. So that took me a while to get my head around. I was watching DT do that stuff, and some other guy on internet web page sort of tried to piece it all together, and it's really weird how you add the repo, and it creates a couple of files, but you've got to rename those files, otherwise it doesn't work. You'll have an absolute nightmare. And and like DT said, there's no information on that and on changing the name of those files. Otherwise, you'll never get it working. It was just a real bizarre thing. I don't know why it does it that way, but it was bizarre. But I'm pretty happy I've got that working. So all my when I install my AUR packages, it's just installed with the scripts. So that's really convenient as well.
Gotcha.
So it's been a lot of fun. So I've just been doing that in little spare time that I've had here and there. And yeah, it's good fun.
Now let me ask you something. This kind of falls in line with some of the one of the news stories I thought was interesting. But with Arch, you get to choose all of your pieces, right? Like whatever you want. So if you want systemd or sysv in it, now have you tried playing with different init systems?
No, systemd, and there's there was another one there. There was only two choices, if I remember right. Lime something, was it? Or no, that's not an init system. No, that's a grub thing. No, I just choose systemd. I don't go any other way but systemd, because I just don't want to give myself any headaches. I'm not sure how the others work, to be honest. So and I know, and I've got all my links set up for like Bluetooth and all that, which happens in one of the scripts. So I just choose that, and it creates all the links for Bluetooth and sound and whatever's needed. I got all that information from Esnix's files and the Easy Archer the Easy Archer installer, and he's got all his files there, and I take a lot of that and just piece it all together. So yeah, that actually just gets creates all the links for System D. So I just keep it simple that way.
Right.
So but it's just convenient. I can choose any desktop I like, pretty much most of them, and but it was mainly for the Cosmic. And what I've done is I'm using the Cosmic Store. No matter what desktop I use, I'm using the Cosmic Store, and the Cosmic Store actually it can actually connect to the repos, the Arch repos, and it also connects to the Flatpaks. So that's really handy as well. And the Cosmic Store works so quick. And I've noticed that the Cosmic Desktop being written in Rust works really fast. Even on this slow Lenovo, seems to work really quick. So this Rust must be a really good program. I don't know nothing. I'm no programmer or anything like that, but I've just noticed, just as a user using it, it runs really quick and it seems to be quite fluid, and it's very interesting that the System 76 has written this in Rust. Maybe that's the reason, and apparently from what I've read, it's meant to be more secure as well. So I'm really keen to try this thing out. Yeah.
Well, one of the and I don't even know why it's so controversial, like why people get all bent out of shape or why they ever did. But the whole the reason I asked about the Init thing anyway is does anybody still care about System D being the Init system?
No,
there are people.
Go ahead, Seeker. You were say something?
No, I was just saying I still use it. I mean, I prefer it over most of the others.
Which one?
System D.
Yeah. I mean, to me, everything it made the syntax for everything much cleaner, I thought. And I know there's like Run It. Has anybody ever used Run It here before?
I've heard of it.
I have heard of it too.
What's the name's what's the name of that based on Debian is he comes on here all the time. What's his name? I haven't seen him for a while now.
Oracle? Dolphin Oracle?
Yeah. What's the name of their distro again? Jeez, I've got a mental blank.
MX Linux.
MX Linux, jeez. They still use sysv init, right? And then they they use some shim to use System D if you actually engage Flatpaks, isn't it? But I think they still use sysv init. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. I just don't know what the I think they do it because the Antics is no system D
yes.
on that. And
yeah,
so because
I think that's right. Yeah,
they're very code similar. I think that's why. But
yeah.
I think that's why. But I don't know. I guess I never understood the
It's becoming the thing with X11 and Wayland too, right? People want to continue to use X11 instead of Wayland. So you got that argument as well, which is the same argument with System D, sysv init, and all these other things. But look, at the end of the day, as long as my computer boots consistently when I want it to, I don't really care what it's using as long as it starts. But I suppose it depends on what side of the technical fence you sit on. If you're a user, you probably don't care. If you're technical and it makes it hard to do things, then maybe from a technical point of view, it might not be any good. I don't know. At the end of the day.
Well, from what I can tell, under a quick look, apparently Run It relies on shell scripts and directories, and it's supposed to be that has minimal dependencies, a lightweight footprint. And then systemd uses unit files like .servers.target in systemd, etc systemd, or libsystemd, and then integrates additional components into it. So it's heavier resource usage compared to run it. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if I'm right in what I'm saying here, but I think I noticed over the time when systemd did come in, I did notice, I'm pretty sure, that there was a longer boot time than what Linux used to be when systemd was implemented. I think it does take a bit longer to start up because Linux was one of those things where like boot time was just so quick compared to Windows, right? But Windows never shuts down, right? These days, Windows just sits in a hibernation state, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure that's why it starts so quick. Whereas Linux, when you shut Linux down, it actually shuts down, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
But
actually.
I'm pretty sure I know.
But
Yeah,
I'm not really sure on that one.
Oh, Dolphin's here. There
Yep.
he is, Dolphin.
Yeah, he says MX25 will offer sysv init and systemd versions, but they will no longer be on the same ISO. Debian kernel changes have final shot our systemd shim.
Oh, okay.
And then he says Flatpak doesn't much care, but snaps only work with systemd.
Oh, Flatpak doesn't care. Oh, it's snaps that. Oh, it's snaps that uses systemd. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it was Flatpak. Oh, Flatpak doesn't matter. Oh, that's interesting. I thought it was. Okay.
So Daniel Yant says init is just simple bash scripts. Systemd is more complicated. ... very complicated. Says and he continues and says init was a single flow process. Systemd can start many processes to use more of the processing power to bring the system up faster. So, and then War Thunder says the scripts I have are written and work with systemd, but I didn't have any complaints other than with other init systems. Okay. So interesting. Well, there's and again the reason I asked is there's a another init system called shoot I lost it already. It's called Nitro. So it's a fresh take on process supervision, but it doesn't actually target the same, say, Linux use case. It has all the same similar features and whatnot, but it's designed more to be used for with a small. It's designed for smaller footprint. That's focusing more on things like containers or services, as opposed to a full-blown init system that requires all systemd's resources. So it's slightly smaller, and so I thought that was interesting because it's being targeted as something that stays small as a fit and run as a static binary. So that's the reason I brought it up. So anyway, I don't know if that's something that you, Colin, with your Arch building, if you've ever played around with such things or not. Has anybody here actually even played around with other init systems on building a system? Besides Dolphin, who's in the chat? No?
I mean, I messed with like OpenRC and stuff with Gentoo before, but that's about it.
How does that compare to sysv init or systemd?
Systemd is better than all of them, really.
So
easier to work with.
Okay, that means something there. So then why are the opinions that it's more complicated and harder to work with by a lot of people that I read?
Because they're used to the old thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, isn't it? I think it's just a fear of change, isn't it?
Yep.
Is that what it would be?
I mean, there are valid criticisms of certain parts of systemd for sure, though.
Fair.
But I think the benefits of systemd outweigh the criticism, personally. I mean, everyone has their line in the sand.
Well, the claim that it's heavier, is that a valid claim? And how much heavier could it be?
Depends on what you're threshold for heavy is. In modern computing power, I don't really feel like it makes all that big a difference. Complexity, sure, I'll give you complexity, but calling something heavy is, I don't know. It's an init system. Like, it runs once, then the machine's up. Like,
True that.
and I actually enjoy the various systemd tooling that you have available as well for service management, for timers, for triggers, auto mounts. There's a lot that systemd does, and I enjoy that. But I think that is a linchpin that a lot of people stick their arguments in. Like, that is one of the things that people don't like about it, is that they want their own stack of tools for those things rather than this one big monolithic thing like systemd has become.
Okay.
And I can understand that, but personally, I don't see a problem with it. But I can understand how people might.
Yeah, that's what Don Lachlan says in chat. Systemd adds complexity, which many folks do not want.
Yeah, that is a valid criticism. But again, we
Okay.
all have like our lines in the sand, right? Like how much we're willing to accept and not willing to accept. So what it comes down to.
So I know that I've used for mounting remote NFS shares in a way that that basically I can have using some timers and whatnot, so that if it won't. So like I know if you ever use NFS and you disconnect from the network, your system can hang when it tries to access the file share. Has anybody experienced that besides me? Or maybe I'm the only one.
Yeah, there are. That's why I use the auto mounts.
Yeah, I use the
systemd for that.
Yeah, I use the X systemd auto mount for that, and then they timeout as well. And then I don't have those same problems. So I think that's pretty handy. And then Run the Dolphin says systemd is usually a touch faster, but mostly because it can do parallel system startup. For retro arcade, it might not matter much, or even sysv might be a touch faster. But it depends on how many services you're running.
Yeah, Don, I'm aware that it runs once is overly simplistic. If only we were here to give a symposium on systemd technicals, We're not. We're just a podcast. It's all good, man. Chill out.
So, also Run the Dolphin says a lot of systems still require a session management daemon, whether that is systemd elongnd, I don't know what that is, or seatd, or something else. So sometimes the complexity is there regardless. I got it. So it's something else. So systemd also does session management as well, and like you said, like managing a bunch of other bits and pieces. So yeah. Anyway, I thought it was interesting. The Nitro, yet another init system.
It must be fast with the name of Nitro, right?
Yes, it's really fast. It's like the energy drink. So there was has anybody ever been watching the Bcachefs drama?
Oh, that's the one that that Linus kicked out, is it?
Well, it's now externally maintained, which is the only category like that. So there's no other externally maintained anything.
I thought that was the one where the developer would
Yes.
not stick to the requirements of
The schedule.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not like a huge file system nerd, although I do appreciate what file systems can do for you, like what Blue can do for you. But has anybody? So there was I was gonna say Marcus Brody, but that's not his name. Brody, he's from Australia. He's one of your kinfolk, Colin. What's his name? Brody.
Brody Robertson or something?
Yes, Brody
or?
Robertson. Yeah. He actually was reading through. He did a video and he's actually reading through the different the mailing list on everything that's going on there, and it seems like the developers of Bcachefs are maybe a little bit difficult to work with. But what I guess what I was going to say more on that is, has any Brody Robertson, thank you, War Thunder, and Whiskey Linux, who should actually be on Linux Saloon. I don't know why he's not. Does he need a link? Because Whiskey Linux, and I would think that Linux Saloon kind of goes together, But anyway, on the whole file system thing. So I use Bcachefs. It's kind of got a bad rap for some things that happened probably a decade ago or so. Does anybody here use something other than ext4, or are we all just, or a lot of us just kind of stuck in the ext4 ways?
I'm stuck in the ext4 at the moment.
No.
Bcachefs seems to be the one that most people are moving to these days. But I don't know. The Bcachefs actually puts all these loop things in, doesn't it? Or it has
the copy on
I don't
write.
know. Yeah, something like that. I haven't really done a lot of research on that, so if I don't know how it works, I don't use it. I have to work out how it works first. But I think its main design is so you can actually do a backup, isn't it?
Well, that's part of it. So
yeah,
it creates snapshots automatically, and I think that's what I like, is that the subvoluming and the snapshots. So you can actually create rules for when it takes snapshots. So you can have
right.
I guess they're read-only snapshots. And then you can actually take those and push those over to something else if you want. You can do a Bcachefs send. I don't know how to do that, but I think it'd be pretty cool to know. So
maybe something worth looking into anyway. Something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my next my next thing. Fire up a couple of VMs and see how it works and play around with it. I don't know. I have to read up on it because I've got no idea what it's supposed to do.
I know for a lot of people they had a hard time with getting the setup just right so that they could do that it would work properly. But I think that's only a consideration for more advanced features. I don't really know. One of the things I like about Bcachefs is you can actually have it do file system compression. So I can squeeze a little more space out of my my drives. I do use a little compression. So I think not a lot, but a little. And so that's been helpful for me in my data hoarding ways. So it looks like War Thunder says, I use ext4 because it works and have no reason to jump ship. My TrueNAS server has ZFS and my Synology has Bcachefs, for what it's worth. He's a connoisseur of all the file systems. So I think Sean says ext4 here as well. NixOS already handles system revisions natively, and my data is backed up separately with Borg, with the Vorta front end. I like that it's Star Trek themed. That backup system.
I'm pretty sure Vanilla OS and Blend OS, they use Bcachefs, right? Because they're heavy. I think because of the way they structure their read only, isn't it? I'm pretty sure they use.
I think so too.
I think anyway. Yeah.
So Daniel Yant says, I still use XFS. Well, no. Yeah, he uses XFS. Somewhere here. I thought he put. Oh, XFS has snapshot as well. And then Justin D. Morgan says, file systems are one thing I am not an early adopter of. Gee, I wonder why. Oh, there goes my data. I guess that wasn't important. Here's a new experimental file system. Would you like the experimental features? No, I really wouldn't. Yeah. Anyway. Backups are important, I guess, right?
I've gone to just using external hard drives now instead of anything hooked up.
Why is
within
that?
the computer. So that's my change.
Okay.
I just attached my. So I got this one here as a it's got a M.2 SSD in it. So very quick, and it was part of my system in there, but I decided to use it externally. And I've got another one here too, which is like this is a really bizarre one. It's got the two different USB-C, I think, and the USB-A.
That's a big device.
That's an M.2. Yeah, it's a big USB stick, but it's got M.2 in it as well, which is really handy. So, yeah.
It looks like you could play it like a flute, man.
Or a clarinet.
I'm just playing around with these different things.
The only ButterFS I've seen in my pokings about the clients and stuff is on like NFS systems, like the standalone NASs. That's what they tend to run, but from what I've seen. So.
Yeah, I set up a NAS that uses ButterFS. Welcome, Prophetic.
Hello, hello.
Ooh, that's a really nice mic you got.
Thanks. I'm on my work machine today.
Oh, that's
nice. I'm using
machine.
my work mic, I should say.
Oh, okay. And that's a nice mic. And you sound
Thanks.
like you're right there, like right here. It's beautiful. Well, file systems are a funny thing. So, what about you, Prophetic? Are you a file system snob?
No, I love my ButterFS. This machine I'm actually on Universal Blue, or Bluefin rather.
Okay.
But the only saving caveat there is I can roll back via the grub menu. So if I can't have snap or rollback, as long as I can roll back via the grub menu, I'm okay. So if it's not snap or if it's not ButterFS, I gotta have some type of rollback mechanism. That's easy.
Right. And I guess there's not really a performance penalty with ButterFS either, with their copy on write. I guess that's my understanding.
I haven't seen or felt one, if there is one.
Yeah. So, GNU Linux, you use Mint primarily. Do you use the snapshotting feature in there, or is that not a feature you use?
Which feature?
So they have a snapshotting rollback feature in there. Like it takes. I forget what it's called.
You talking about Timeshift?
Yes, Timeshift.
Yeah, Timeshift. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Is that something that you that you take advantage of? Timeshift.
Yeah, I do. I use a couple backups. That's something I was working on this week since I installed my system afresh. Timeshift. Basically, if your system gets borked somehow, if something gets screwed up, you can't boot it. You can go back. You have to have a Linux compatible file system like ext4 to back it up to. Preferably an external drive, not your system drive, because obviously that's counterproductive if your drive gets messed up somehow, or the OS on your drive gets messed up, I should say. I've never had the opportunity to actually test it, and try to recover from a crash. I hope I never do, so I'm trusting that it works. I can't say I know from experience. But you can set it to automatically back up. You don't want to do it too often, right? Because it tends to accumulate some rather large files over time if you do that. So what I do is when I set up the drive, I made one time point as a backup, and then I just have it back up once a month, and I only keep the last 2 months. So anything older than that, hopefully it's irrelevant. So if
I
your
got
system,
burned by Timeshift once, but
Mhm.
it's not really. It was really user error. I wasn't cleaning things up, and I went for like a major distribution upgrade on Ubuntu,
Mhm.
and the upgrade broke because it ran out of space, and it didn't catch that it ran out of space early enough, so I couldn't back out of the upgrade process. And when I did the rollback, when I tried to do the rollback, it was gone. It was like nothing worked. So that's when I said, okay, this experiment to simulate the elegance of Tumbleweed and those variations of ButterFS and Snapper was done for me. So you have to maintain it. That's a good reminder.
Yeah, you can set it to automatically make those backups, and
But you got to clean up.
yeah, well, it auto deletes the older ones. So in my case, I just have it set to keep the very first backup I made when I first set the drive up, and then keep the last 2 months.
Oh,
That's
I must have been using, I don't know if maybe in Ubuntu's version is kind of old, or maybe I missed that setting because I didn't know it could auto clean itself up with that rule. So I have to look into that.
yes, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I learned my lesson when it was started filling up my backup drive. So that's enough. Like if your system gets screwed up today, you want to restore it because we're not talking about your data. We're just talking about the system. Your data should be stored elsewhere somehow. So, how many programs, how many changes have you made in the last month or the month before that? That's it. That's all you really need, in my opinion, to back up. I use a different program called Back in Time to actually back up my files as is, not
True.
in some kind of
Yeah.
compressed format. It does incremental backups. I back them up to the same external drive, but a different directory
Yeah.
in that external drive. So, and what I like about that is it backs your files up as the files that they are. It's not like some thing that you
Weird.
have to
Yeah.
somehow hope it reconstitutes itself. Each individual file will be there.
Yeah, I do the same thing too. I call it snapshots though. I'll put a date on it, snapshot this date and it's an easy recovery if I have to use it again.
Right.
Yeah, that's
And then the
that's-
third thing that I do is once a quarter. I'd like to do it once a month, but I really probably realistically once every 3 months I will boot into a USB stick, and it is called Fire something or FoxSync. Or I'm drawing a blank on the name. Oh, here I'll tell you one
You
second.
copy the image of your disk? Is that what you do?
Yes, I make an image of my disk as is. So everything, Foxclone, that's it. Sorry, I was
Foxclone.
drawing a blank on that. Foxclone allows you to image your disk. And since you're in a USB, you boot into this Foxclone on your USB, it will take your whole drive exactly as is. And again, I haven't tested it, to try to reinstall something from that backup. But again, between these 3 different backups, I'm hoping that they
Yeah.
it'll
Hopefully you don't need to test that one ever.
Yeah.
Because it works, but it's good to do it though whenever you get a chance to just do it, to try to test it. Because that's part of the backup process. If you don't test your backups, you're technically like the theory is you don't know if you have backups or not.
Right, but it's awkward to do that test, right? I mean, if you got a system that's working, now you want to monkey around with it and erase it and stuff.
Oh no, you will have to do that in a VM or a different machine.
Right, you can get a cheap machine and try to recreate your nice working machine into some other machine that you just know you're just going to erase or whatever.
I wonder if Adam knows some way, like an easy way to do a VM of to test a image backup. Easy way to do that.
Yeah, I think your idea is better. Just spend $50 and get an old laptop on Craigslist or something, and with a hard drive, and just do it there.
Yeah. But Leo asked if Snapper or the Tumbleweed has that same issue with if you run out of disk space, and thank goodness that's no longer the case anymore. Snapper has some logic built in to account for disk space.
Yep.
And it's beautiful. Elegant. That's why I think it's the best for me. It has elegant solutions to these things.
Yeah, it's you don't have to faff about with it, so it's pretty nice. I've used Back in Time. That's actually what I use as my like I'll take an offline backup of my computer, but I have things synced up with my NAS and then my main server, so that's how I handle my backups right now.
But I do want to channel my inner dolphin and just say, you technically could use MX Linux live environment to copy your hard disk. You don't have to use a tool like Fox Clone, which is kind of cool. Like MX Linux is like a Swiss Army knife in itself.
How would you do that?
I mean, if you use what's that partition tool? Gparted. And you have GNOME disks too. Has a copy image tool baked in. So yeah, there's a couple of different tools that can be really nifty.
I've actually never really done or had to recover a partition, but maybe that might be handy. Like if I'm like, let's say I wanted to change my NVMe in my computer from a 4 terabyte to a 2 to a 4. It might behoove me to use something like a tool like that to push the image onto the new drive. Could you do something like that?
I'm sorry, say it again.
So let's say I wanted to clone my drive on my laptop and put to a larger NVMe. How was that a tool I could use like with MX Linux to make that migration?
I would say yes. The only caveat there is that there's some apps that may not completely work right because it's reading in the original hard drive ID from FSTAB, I think it is.
Okay.
And if it's a little different, it may throw up some errors, but I'm sure there's some type of like dot file that you can delete and reset it with to clean it up. But I just did that with a Ubuntu machine, going from one to the other, and it worked 100%. But like I said, some apps had to get cleared out a little bit.
So Whiskey Linux says Clonezilla, and then Anna Rita says RescueZilla is better than Clonezilla. That has a GUI and is user friendly. So
I used GNOME Disk Utility.
Yeah. GNOME Disk is pretty neat.
I'm sorry.
What was that?
I was going to say Fox Clone is a substitute for RescueZilla and Clonezilla, and the reason I used it is because I have this like small 1 gigabyte USB stick, and Fox Clone is small enough to fit on there. And
that's sweet.
Yeah, it's a pretty small program, but it's good as a rescue disk. Aside from being a substitute for RescueZilla and Clonezilla, you could do some, rescue stuff with it too. So it's a handy program.
Oh, they have an ISO download too, so you could do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome that anyone has a one gigabyte USB disk these days to begin with. I know I have a whole bunch that are lingering that somehow I think I could put to use. I think I found one now finally.
Yeah, that's why I did it. I was like,
jeez,
that's pretty
I
cool.
found a bunch of 256 meg ones the other day in my drawer.
From a conference giveaway thing.
Exactly. I tell you, what I've been using is Synology's backup. Are you guys familiar with that product?
No. Synology, yes.
If you purchase one of their NASs, you get a license free for it when you do that. But it is a commercial product, but what I like about it is it will burn. It'll back up two ways. You can actually make an image, and then you can do additions to that image with partial backups, which is kind of wild. And after that, you can also just do the standard type of backup like Deja Backup does or whatever, like backing up your home directory. But what I really like about it is I do 3 backups a week to my NAS, and then each one of those gets replaced, the old one gets moved to Amazon S3, and I keep like the last 24 of those out there. And basically, I just have a USB stick if something happens and I need to replace the drive. To stick it in, boot it up with the new drive, and it'll go find the NAS and bring the last image down. So
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Do you have any links for that? Like how that works?
Hold on. Yeah, I can definitely find one. It's a like I said, it's a commercial product, but if you purchase a Synology NAS, like a home NAS, you get a copy of the backup program with it. And it works obviously with Windows and Linux. So yeah, here it is. Hold on, let me put it in chat.
Yeah, I heard it's like super stable.
Oh yeah.
I think on Late Night Linux, the latest episode, May was talking about it, and there is a risk that after a certain amount of years, your NAS, it's not that it doesn't get updates anymore, it's
Right.
that you may have to fish and patch your own updates. When I say patch, it's probably a command or two.
Yeah.
So that's like the downside, is like it's a dream for like 3 to 5 years maybe,
Right.
and then after that you got to maintain it. So there's like a trade-off with that.
Yeah. Well, I found that with other NASs that I've had. I've had one for years, as long as they've been available, pretty much when they're affordable. And I've been through probably 4 of them,
Oh wow.
different manufacturers, and they all last about 5 years, and they quit supporting them.
Yeah, I guess that's normal. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that backup program is probably one of the most flexible ones I've ever seen. And like I said, I've used it. I've actually restored a drive one time with it, and it worked. It just worked. That was the beautiful part of it. I know a guy that supports small businesses, and he lives and dies by this backup program.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. People they take it really far.
Yeah.
Just how easy it is.
Right. So it's super, and like I said, you can mix and match different ways of doing the backup. It's really bizarro how flexible it is, but it's super easy to use too. So.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with when it just works. That's really hard to argue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's a technical better way to do X, Y, and Z, but when things just work, it's just really hard to argue with that.
Oh, yeah, I kind of wonder though too, even 10 years ago, maybe a little more than 10 years ago, computers were kind of a nice to have, and now I feel like it's a lot more integrated into so many aspects as far as like storing pictures and documents and everything else. And so now it's kind of gone from just being a nice to have toy to being something that now I really got to be responsible now. And so I kind of feel like maybe it's okay to spend a little money on something like the Synology NAS system, maybe, I don't know, that I don't necessarily always have to roll my own solution always every time. I don't know. It does live within my walls, so that's a positive, I think. Gives you a lot of extra little tools. Yeah, go ahead.
I have all my pictures and videos. I've got a lot of videos from VHS that I put on digital as well. So I like to keep all my pictures and videos and everything. As long as I back all that stuff up, that's stuff that I cherish in life. Right. Because, you got the kids when they were young and all that sort of thing. So I never want to lose that stuff. As long as I back that up on a couple of disks, I'm happy. I use Flatpaks a lot now, even on Arch Linux, because Flatpaks for certain applications can be always at the same level that they always are, right? So no matter whether I go back to Debian 13, which has, you know, older packages, or I go to Arch Linux and roll, if I use Flatpak for certain applications, or Tumbleweed, then the Flatpaks are always in the same state as when you last used them. Mm-hmm. So that to me Flatpaks has really come in handy for that. So you can swap and change whichever you want to use. But I even though I'm using Arch Linux, I use Flatpaks because I think if I ever want to change back to any of those other long-term support distros, Flatpaks are always at the same level that they always at. So that to me is the way it's. So if I ever want to reinstall, I can just reinstall my system. I don't have to worry about making images and things like that because I've already got my USBs externally, and I just reinstall the system, get my Flatpaks up and running, and there I go. So that's the way I do it. It's probably a little bit different to what a lot of other people do, but I don't know. It's the only thing I find hard is when you got things on different external drives. It's a manual. It's a manual chore to actually sort of keep up with those things, you know. So, but that's the only thing. But that's the way I do it. So I'm not too concerned about losing or my distro not starting up or whatever. I'll just reinstall it if it's a hassle, you know.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. What do you got, Prophetic?
Well, that's what I was going to say about the whole Flatpak piece is like, especially when you do the user flag, Aeon has like a default user flag. I'm not sure if every distro forces that flag as a default for Flatpak installs. Right. But what's nice about that is because if you do kind of want to retain your home directory, like you can also carry over your var, your /var, because I believe that's where the Flatpak data gets contained.
Okay.
So it's like your home directory plus var, and then you could take it anywhere you want, wherever you want, and it's going to be there.
Right.
Which is kind of nice. So even your
that's
Flatpak
good to
data
know.
carries over. I think it's going to be home directory if it's a user flag, but if it's a system flag for a Flatpak, it's in /var, I believe. I can't remember.
Right.
Either or, it makes it nice to just throw it up. My question to you, Colin, is when did you start going like Flatpak first on Arch? Was that something recent, or you've always did that?
Oh no, it's been quite a while now because I made my YAD programs. So I've got these YAD programs that I keep on Google Drive because it's so big. And I've got a browser in YAD, yeah.
What's
so
that?
I've got so I have you make your own GTK boxes, and I've got like a box for Flatpak. So I've got certain Flatpaks that I install, and I just click the button and it installs it. So it's for convenience, pretty much.
Okay.
So I don't have to go to FlatHub and put in the command in the terminal because it does it all for me. So, and I've got a whole heap of buttons there that I use. Here, I'll show you. This is one of them. If you can see it, I don't know. That's my.
Oh, that's the thing you built with Zenity, right?
Yeah, with YAD.
YAD
is
the
new Zenity, yeah. So that's my Flatpaks, right? And I've got a browser installer and a utility to update and clean cache and all that sort of stuff. So that's convenient for me. So when I and also included in a bash script, Nate, is actually a script where I just hit a letter and it'll open up Firefox and take me straight to Google Drive, and I just download my YAD, and then I copy my YAD into my system, and it's all up and running straight away pretty much. So that's another thing I've done. So this thing can install Flatpak on Solus, Ubuntu, and Arch, and add the repo if you need to, and also And the reason I've done that is I don't have to remember what applications I normally use with Flatpak, because sometimes that's hard to remember as well. So it's all there. It's got their own buttons, and I can choose whichever one I want to install.
That's
So
sick. I used to have
yeah,
like an install script, and then I was thinking about layering that install script to like determine which OS I'm on. Because if I'm on a, GTK based OS,
yeah,
then activate these applications. But if it's not, use these applications. And so
yes,
you're doing like a visualized version of that, where
yes, I am. Yeah,
you click on that first run, almost like a menu,
yeah,
and you pick and choose. So
yep.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that comes up as I just search for Flatpak, and that and when I copy my YAD system over, it copies everything into. I keep YAD in what is it? User bin. So I copy it into user bin. Then it copies all the desktop files into the home folder or whatever, and then it's just all part of the menu automatically. So that's how I do that. And then I've got my browser installer.
Do you have
I've
a link
got my
to that? Of what that is, the YAD? Like, whatever it is that you're using, do you have like a link to that application?
Yeah, I have a Google Drive link. Yeah, I do.
Do you have a video about your process, Colin? Because it's pretty
No, I've been
fascinating.
wanting to make a
Dude.
yeah, I've been wanting to make a video about it because it's I'm not sure. I think I did make a video a little while ago, but I want to update because I want to show what I've done with my own repos for Arch and installing Arch and the bash scripts I've done as well. So
Some
yeah, it's
gold content here.
yeah, it's I'm pretty proud of it. It took me a while to write all those YAD scripts, but once you've got it all, because Esnix and Easy Archer, he's provided a lot of information as well. So I've taken some of his things and put them in the bash scripts and the YAD and all that as well. So and another thing I learnt was to try and reduce the amount of scripts that I've got, which I think I updated, is how to what is it called again? You ask it to install with something, and then if that doesn't work, then it will try this one. If is it if I think it's called, and then if it doesn't work, then you go onto this one. Then it'll choose whatever distro you're on or whatever base you're on. It'll run that script, so it just keeps going through till it finds the right base. I didn't know that existed, and I found that, and it was quite interesting. That way, you don't have to keep writing all these different scripts. Sorry?
It wasn't me.
Oh, that might have been background noise from someone else.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, that's fascinating because it's like for me, I was another project thing you want to do, don't get around to it, but like I want to create one master install script, and it automatically knows what OS it's on, and because depending on the OS, I may have a slight deviation on what kind of programs I want to have put on it. So
Yeah.
I want to automate all of that. So I don't even have to pick a menu. It just
Right.
knows. So, but again, that's just kind of like, one of those things where you just have to get around to doing that. But yours is fascinating because there's a visual element, and it's almost
Yeah.
like what Mate does, Ubuntu Mate, where it's like as a software boutique on that first run.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, it's
get
a little
to
bit like
just
that. Yeah.
click whatever you want, and it makes it really convenient.
I'm just trying to find the link for there it is. You want me to put it in chat or something, Nate, or in
Yeah, you can put it in chat. I think I don't know if that's the same thing that I want to see the same that Prophetic put in there.
It's a what do you call it? It's a zip file. Found zip files are a lot easier to download than the full file itself, because what it does is it's got all these pictures and everything in it as well. So it's quite a big file, and those pictures are used within the YAD program to represent what you're installing. There's a little icon for it as well.
Yep.
So I've done all that. So I'll just put it in the YouTube chat. Yeah, the YouTube chat is okay.
Well, I mean, if it's a link to, is it a link to like the project or something? Because I'm looking for more like the link to the project.
It's a link to the YAD. It's a link to the YAD script,
Yeah.
so that goes to Google Drive. Yeah,
Yeah,
Alright,
that's
okay.
fine. Whatever. The
Yeah,
Google
cover
chat,
both.
the Google chat might
There you go.
reject
Just
it.
check it out if you want. Play around with it, Prophetic. See what you think. You can easily update. It's a little bit complicated. I don't know if it's well written or whatever, but I just did it in the way that I knew how to do it. And it does tell you how to copy the whole thing into your system as well. So it's
Well, also
it's
thinking
gotta
about
be-
like doing some tools for Aeon, because it does silent updates in the background. It doesn't hurt to do like a click a button and tell me how many days have I gone without an update. Because if something broke in the update automation on the back end, it doesn't really tell you, it doesn't scream at you, hey, we haven't updated in 5 days. You know, so it might, almost like a health checker for Aeon. I'm thinking about, you know, that kind of thing. But this is kind
Aeon.
of
What's Aeon? What's Aeon?
Aeon is Richard Brown's kind of like immutable distro. It's based off of, it used to be based off Micro OS from SUSE. Then
Okay, yeah.
Now it's Tumbleweed, based off Tumbleweed. It's pretty much where Jorge Castro got his idea for Universal Blue. It kicked it off all because of Richard Brown's Aeon.
Right.
I didn't know that part. That's pretty cool. So,
Yeah.
I'm going to tonight. I'm gonna cut it a little bit short tonight because I got something that's going on this evening. So I'm gonna go hop into the housekeeping for now. And but before I do that, Seeker, is there something that you wanted to share in particular about some of your distro goodness?
Well, no, I don't know. To be honest, I'm just working on some scripts. I kept on going with I mean, StormOS is fixed and everything. It's working fully. But I'm actually just still working on the back end on app image creation. I found an old script online that's a Arch to app image, and I'm trying to make it work again. But I've got Python, I've got Deb and RPM working, but that's the only one. But I'm like thinking maybe why bother since, you know, they all stem from the Deb or RPM. You know, that's just one thing, and that's like a side project I'm working on. I'm just coding it right now with GPT.
Okay. Jibbity, having some
Jibbity. Yeah.
Jibbity helping out.
Jibbity.
It's more fun to say it like that.
Jibbity. I'm using like 4 different Jibbities.
Ooh, sounds complicated.
Yeah, it is, but I'm actually using, I stopped development on the browser I was working on because I realized it's just too much work, and I eventually just settled on Vivaldi.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to still work on a browser, Ladybird could probably use your help.
Ladybird? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks. Do you have her info, or is it just Ladybird? And just
Yeah, so Ladybird is set to be like, you know, just like there's a, not to get political, but like two party systems, like we need a third. Ladybird is that third. Like, you know, we got Chromium, we have Firefox, we need a third browser, you know, framework that is purely like, you know, for the people and
I got you.
more logical.
They're actually building their own rendering engine. They're not using
Exactly. So that's where it's like the complexity is there, and it needs. They just had a big security issue, but again, that's part of the process of maturing. You know, as a project, is like you gotta move forward, and you're gonna have that from time to time. So, but
I'll look into it.
So when you have a web browser itch where you want to kind of contribute, but then dip out in and out, that's a great project to do that with.
Yeah.
Interesting. The more you know.
Because everything is all the main programs that we're using, we're just using them as app images like Rustdesk and a few of the others. You know, we just tie them into the bin file and just launch it. Actually, some of them seem incredibly fast, where they used to take a while. I'm actually just working on Zoom right now, trying to get an app image working of Zoom.
Interesting.
Yeah. But enough about me.
So
I think my Zoom's crashed. Can you hear me, Nate?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hear who?
Who what?
It's Colin.
Huh?
What?
Colin who? I mean, I can't hear you.
I think my video's crashed. My Zoom is not responding, but it's still got audio running, but no video.
I can see you just fine. Your camera's still good.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
no, all you guys are paused on mine.
I can't see Colin, but I can hear him.
I can see him, but he's upside down. Oh, I forgot he's in Australia. Sorry.
I guess that's what happens when you use Arch.
Yeah,
Nice shot.
All right.
I see you, Colin.
Well, that's cool. Well, Ladybird Browser, I'm gonna have to look into that at another time, just because that's interesting to me.
It's refreshing.
I just transitioned my workflow from my personal information management to Thunderbird, so I don't need Firefox messing up on me right now, because I got everything tuned just the way I like it. So it seems like it's only a matter of time before it all falls apart on me now. All right. Okay. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and get into housekeeping. So next week, as a reminder, we're doing Garuda Linux for our distribution exploration. So it should be good times ahead for all. Apparently, some can't be here, but that's all right. That happens. But if you have any suggestions at all for distribution, application, poll ideas, whatever, feel free to send them out to suggestions@linuxsaloon.com, or you can Discord or Telegram it as well. All right. So I'm going to cut a little bit short tonight because I got a thing I got to take care of. So we're going to hop into last call to get your early Saturday. Plus, GNU to Linux was looking at me. He was getting all upset about the flat pack talk. So I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding on that. So go ahead and hop into our last call and go from there. So GNU to Linux, you've got, what does he get going on here with the Mintcast?
Tomorrow, 3 p.m., we'll be talking about the new release of Linux Mint 22.2 and upcoming beta for LMDE 7 and a few other topics, including Plex, issues with people's accounts being compromised, and some other choice discussions about Linux and FOSS related things.
Cool. Well, should be. Now, do you guys do that live, or do you do it? Like, is there a way to do, like, patrons or anything have an ability to listen in live, or is it?
It's live and it's free on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Well, fantastic. Do you have a link for that?
Nice.
Mintcast on YouTube.
Oh, just Mintcast YouTube. Let me look that up here. Okay, cool. I'll look that up and I'll put it in the show notes.
There's a website too. I think it's mintcast.org.
Regardless, you are. Oh, I see Mintcast here. This is like the last one was streamed a year ago. No, 13 days ago. There we go. 13 days ago. This must be it. All right, I'll put that on the in the show notes.
Yeah, it's mintcast.org for the website. But yeah, so check it out on YouTube.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Prophetic, you got anything in particular you want to share with the class?
Yeah, I'm about to roll out an alpha of a productivity app that I am making with Replit. It's called F Productivity, and it's a little cheeky, and
I like it.
Yeah, it's basically the concept. The short and sweet of it is that productivity apps tend to focus on like business or ultimate efficiency. My app takes task productivity and more holistic life balance type approach. So makes it easy to have a 360 productivity system, and it's trying to blend the worlds of like task management interfaces and calendar interfaces, and try to reimagine what that wall would look like if that wall was demolished and put together. And so it's a very little, I wouldn't dare to say innovative, because, you know, after all, it's just a to-do list and a calendar smashed together. But it is a little unique in how I imagine how people can have that peace of mind knowing that they don't have to juggle two different interfaces to just get to track the stuff that's important to them. So, yeah, if people are interested in being part of an alpha test and focus groups where we go on Zoom and I get your feedback, just find me on Telegram, Prophetic777, and I would love to schedule something with y'all.
Cool. I'll be hitting you up on that.
Oh, cool. Thanks. Well, yeah, you got the pre-preview a long time ago.
I
Or
did.
A couple months back.
I already feel invested, so.
Thanks.
So, Mike, how's Marklight going? Has Jinda broken it recently?
Well, he's broken it so bad, I can't even fix this problem.
No. That sounds right.
You broke it so good.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's just I haven't had much time to work on it this last week, so been busy with other things. But yeah, we're still working on it, trying to solve that same problem. Soon as I can get a good block of time to sit down and do some research, hopefully we'll solve it. So that's about all that's going on. And I know the reason that you want to leave early tonight, Nate, is so you can get a piece of cake.
That might be a reason why.
I think that's the real reason why.
But I can neither confirm or deny
Mm-hmm.
that.
That's all I got going on, buddy.
Cool. Then, Jinda,
Yes.
appreciate you being here.
Oh, thank you so much.
You talk a lot.
I'm sorry. I apologize drastically. This is what happens, you know?
Yeah, I know. And Colin, appreciate you being here. Although,
No worries, mate.
Yeah.
Computer crashed big time.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, had the hard shutdown. I don't like doing that, but I had no choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, there's an update for the Zoom Flatpak.
I don't know if I
It must have been Zoom.
I'm on the Zoom Flatpak. It works really good. Pretty good.
I'm not even sure what I'm using.
that crashed. So don't know what happened there, but my computer doesn't normally do that, so I'll put it down to Zoom.
Oh, so you are using the Zoom Flatpak?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I am too.
Deb file
Interesting.
here.
No,
Well, you know,
Flatpak.
GNU to Linux, he loves his not Flatpak. No, I appreciate that. All right, excellent. And then I have a website called keepinglate.com. You can check out stuff. I put together just kind of a simple little thing. It was more to just kind of clear out my notes on checking to see if your passwords have been owned or pwned or whatever it's called, and also checking the strength of your password, stuff like that. It was a simple little article I just wanted to put out there. War Thunder agrees with you. GNU to Linux, he says, Deb packages for life. Anyway, but I write things. I got some stuff I'm working on. Hopefully I can actually get it published and so forth. But, life's been kind of busy. So with that, Linux Saloon is part of the Tux Digital Network, so check out more great shows at tuxdigital.com. I want to thank you all for your support. How we do it, being a part of the conversation here in the Zoom meeting, the YouTube stream, sending me an email or chatting about stuff. Super appreciated. Watching the show after the fact and so forth. So I want to thank everyone involved in making the Linux and open source tools possible for us to not only have this conversation, but also to have fun and enjoy technology. Linux truly puts personal back into personal computer. Thank you for stopping by. Be sure to tip your developers, and please remember to Linux responsibly. Until next time, see yas.
Bye.
Peace.